My amazing sparkling family, how are you guys doing? It's been a very long time here I dropped videos. Hope you guys are doing great. Thank you so much for always engaging on my videos, and please engage more. So don't just mind my face. I just finished shooting videos for my Facebook account, and I'm in a shooting mood. So I just decided to just continue. So please guys, someone requested for a bento boss to be done. I don't know how to make all the designs of all the bento bosses, but the ones that I know and the ones that are not in my paid class, I will be sharing them here. But the ones that are in my paid class, I'm going to be very sincere. I won't be sharing those ones here because I feel it's a kind of cheating, sharing freely what other people have paid for. So in today's class, I'll be showing you guys how to make a boss of 6 inches cavity and then 2 cupcakes. So with this idea, I think I've not taught this in any of my paid classes, so I can feel guilt free to share this here. So I'm going to put out the tutorials here. With this, you can be able to make them either increase the cavity, increase the cupcake cavity, and so have you, and then you can make your bosses. So just in case, today we're making 6 inches, just in case maybe you want to make yours to be 8 inches, 7 inches, 5 inches, you just follow the same procedure, reduce the spaces, and then you make your boss. So without wasting much of your time, let's dive into the tutorial. So the materials we'll be using for this class include a ruler, a craft knife, then around your space, just try and find any round object that measures 2.5 inches in the circumference. Then we'll be using this paper. It's called FBB, folding board boss. That's the paper we use in making our regular cake bosses. So this is not what the full sheet looks like. I'm just using it because this is remnant I have lying around. So we're going to make use of this. Now, if it's going to be a box that has 6 inches cavity and 2 cupcakes, that means it's likely going to look like a rectangular box. Now let's write this down and see. Okay, so this is the formula we will be working with. Just carefully look at the board, and if you want to jot this down, if you want to screenshot it, if you want to do anyhow, just do. But just know this is the formula we're working with. So it's actually going to be like a two-faced, or like 2 parts, which has F1, which stands for Formula 1, and then F2. The F1 is going to be 1 plus 0.5 plus 6 plus 0.5 plus 2.5 plus 0.5 and then plus 1. The essence of the 1 inch is going to serve as a leg or a stand, whereby the insert is going to stand, and then the 0.5 is going to be a little space that you will have before you get to the 6 inches or whichever size that you want to make, and then 2.5 is the size that will contain 1 cupcake. Then when you add everything up together, you're going to have 15 inches. Then for the F2, which is formula 2, you're going to have 1 plus 0.5 plus 6 plus 0.5 and plus 1. So when you add everything together, you're going to have 6 plus 1 will give us 7 plus 0.5, that give us 8, then plus another one that will give us 9. So that means you'll be cutting out 15 inches by 9 inches. So after cutting that out, you're just going to properly use your ruler, take the measurements. You're going to have a longer part which measures 15 inches and then the shorter part which measures 9 inches. So just like I have on my table, I have carefully cutted mine out, and here is it. So exactly what we wrote on the formula, you can decide to start either on the long one or the short one, depending on the one that you want, and then you score. So you can see where I made the mark now with my pen. So I just scored on where I have 1, that is for the 1 inch. So you adjust your ruler again and score on where you have 0.5, just pretty well what we had in the formula. Then you're going to adjust your ruler again and then score on where you have 6. This is actually the form. I'm actually scoring for the longer part, which is F1. So exactly what you have done on this longer part, when you are through, you're just going to slide your ruler down and also score on the lower part too. So I'm just scoring on 0.5 now, after which I will adjust my ruler and also score. So when you are done doing this, now I'm scoring on 2.5. After 2.5, that's 0.5. After 0.5, that's 1 inch. So just take your time. What I usually do is that when I have bulk order to attend to, when I have so much to make at the same time, I can just lie 4 to 5 pieces at the same time, and then make sure they are well aligned, and I score the 5 of them at the same time, unlike scoring them one at a time. So I'm scoring the last 0.5, and then this remaining part I just touched my finger. Now will measure 1 inch. That is if you measured, or you took your measurement properly from the right time. That's having 15 by 9. So I'm just going to carefully repeat the same process, nothing much, and then we are good to go. Now I'm scoring on the shorter part, that's the width. Or am I repeating the process again? I think I'm repeating it, I'm sorry, but just know that is just for F1. So when you are through, you're going to turn your paper to the shorter part of your paper and then score on F2 too. So 1 inch, 0.5, 6 inches, right? Yes, 6, and so on. So exactly what I wrote on the board, that is what we are going to work with. Now when you are through, if you have a longer ruler, you're going to place it straight, and then like you can see 1 inch like I wrote. So I'm going to place a ruler straight and then rule a very straight line to connect the dot you've made up to the one that you have made down. But if your ruler is not short, you can just have to do it halfway, but ensuring that it is actually 1 inch, so that no part is longer than the other. You can see what I did. I just did it halfway. I ruled, I stopped, and then I continued to ensure I have a straight line. So if you're a beginner, what you can just practically like rule lines on everywhere that we have marked on or we have scored on. So you can see what I'm trying to do now. I'm just trying to ensure that I measure out 1 inch by the side, so that even if I want to draw the line free sketch, I am very sure it is 1 inch, nothing being added. So I'll just continue. So if you've properly done yours, you're going to have something that looks like this. So you can just practically go ahead to score on to rule line on everywhere that we have scored, to connect the one you have up to the one you have down. But if not, you can just leave it though. Note, if you're making these boxes to sell, you don't have to use a pen, a pencil, or nothing. What I usually use is a nail. A nail will not give any mark, so you don't have so much stuff to erase. I'm just using the pencil because this is a class, so you guys will flow with me and understand properly what I'm trying to do. So this second line I drew now is the part of 0.5 that I marked up, and then the one that I marked down. I just drew a line to connect them both, and then we are good to go. So I think the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to make sure I just draw the extra 0.5 on the other shorter part too. You may or may not do this. I'm just trying to do it so that I can know exactly where I'm going to score for the 6 inches, so that I don't overscore or underscore. Now you can see where I wrote 6 inches. So from where this other mark started to the other part, I'm now trying to reconfirm if I am actually on my 6 inches mark, and I'm good to go. So after doing this, if it is under, you can just readjust your measurement to increase, or if it's over, you can also readjust your measurement to reduce. Now I just scored on 6. So what I'm just practically trying to do is I'm just trying to carve out or mark out that point that will be 6 inches by 6 inches, because that is what we are using for the measurement. So if you want your own smaller, like maybe like 4 inches or 5 inches or 5.5, you can reduce to that. If you want yours bigger, like 8 or 10 or 12, you can just increase from the formula and repeat exactly what you can see me do in the video. There's no jazz about it. There is no so much about it. It's just one step at a time, and then you are good to go. But always make sure you place your ruler to reconfirm that you are on the right track and you are doing the right thing. Now if you look at it now, you can see I have a pretty box that measures 6 inches by 6 inches on the 4 ends, because a square shape will always have the same size. So I'm just trying to mark out 0.5 so that I would see or know my boundaries before I can place the circle cutter that measures 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches. That 2.5 is actually the space or the cavity it will take one cupcake. So just look around in your house, look for any round circle that measures 0.5, and then you can use it. So as you can see, I just made that mark so that I don't place the round shape or the round cutter on the wrong spot or on the wrong part. So I'm just trying to ensure I rule the line and then my boundaries are well kept. This is also to ensure that when you carve out, your boss comes out looking clean and then your boss comes out looking neat. So one step at a time, trust me guys, you're going to get it. So when I started this craft newly, I made several mistakes. So don't feel so bad or bite yourself so bad when you make mistakes. Trust me, over and over again, you are going to get it and you will be so happy that you tried over and over again without giving up. So I just drew the line to ensure that my boundaries are well kept. Aside from boss making, in everything that you do in life, just over and over again, you can fail, but trust me, never give up. Try it over and over again. Trust me, you are going to get it. So now when I'm through, I'm just going to place this circle and then go around it to trace out the shape. If you want to make 4 cupcakes, you want to make 6 cupcakes, you just follow the same process, just increase. If you want it to be 1 cupcake, you just do the same thing and then reduce. So you just trace out the round circle and then you are good to go. So you do the same thing. So I'm just going to trace out the second circle and then proceed to using my craft knife to cutting this out or making a shape. Now if you don't want to do exactly the design that I did here, you can just use your craft knife to carve round and cut out the circle. But I've noticed if you use 2.5, it's usually very big for the cupcake to sit inside, so you can reduce your own circumference to 2 inches. Now after that, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to just carefully fold on the line. That is where we marked 1 inch. That is the only place you will be folding. I'm actually trying to form the leg. Now you can see exactly what I'm doing on the video. Just fold this down, fold it down. You can use your hand to run over it so that it collapses pretty well, and you have exactly this that I have in the video. So just do this and you are good to go. So you can also maybe like use it like a very neat napkin or something to just run over it to ensure that the flexibility comes super fast without being so hard. So after which you're going to pick up a pair of scissors or pick up your craft knife to just cut out on this part I'm going to mark now. Look at where I'm going to mark. So I'm going to cut out on the 4 ends. Just cut it out, you don't need it. So just follow suit. You can use the scissors to do this too, or just use your craft knife to do exactly like I am doing in the video. So just cut this out. Cut it out, and you can just fold again to reinforce the one that you have folded in the first place or the first time. This is off, and this is the last one. So just going to go ahead to now cut open the circles. So like I said, if you want to buy like the regular, if you want to make yours like the regular one that they sell in the market that it looks like as if it's like a round shape all together, you can just trace along the circumference or the mark that we've traced out. But please don't use a circle that is 2.5 inches. It's going to be overly big. The cupcake is going to sink inside. It's going to be wobbly though, let me use that word. It's going to be wobbling in. So just use maybe like 2 inches or something a bit less than 2 inches. So this is the base I am actually trying to form. Now it's not time for us to carve out the inside. So just follow suit. You can just see exactly what I'm doing in the video. It's well explained. I'm just trying to carve out on that part that is 6 inches. So I'm just going to draw a straight line, carve it out, and nothing much again.